Hi, this is Steve Alexander. Welcome to this IMPA Virtual Events Week. I'm delighted to be with Mark Hadfield here today now, and Mark's CEO of freshwater Technologies, one of the players in this domain to help really reduce plastic from the ocean, something I know Mark's very passionate about. So Mark, I'm going to hand over straight to you to tell us about freshwater.
Thank you very much, Steve. As I said, I'm Mark Hadfield. I'm the CEO and the founder of freshwater Technologies. We're based here in Cyprus and very proud to be based here. Very strong shipping community, and we're very passionate about the environment. And the shipping companies on the island here all know us extremely well, and they've played a huge part in us developing our products for the shipping industry. As they're all, very, very supportive as well of the environment. In our pledge to stop plastics at sea, we came up with a drinking water solution using ultrafiltration as a method. A very, very simple and reliable, well-known method for filtration. We chose this for several reasons, and that is that if we're going to be environmentally friendly and say we're going to remove plastics, we also have to be environmentally friendly and consider energy usage as well. And one of the things that reverse osmosis, which is an alternative, it tends to waste a lot of energy and it wastes a lot of water that the evaporators made. So we wanted to move away from anything that would again have some form of environmental impact. So basically, we basically have a very, very simple, again, I suppose simple is the key word to everything that I'm hopefully going to present to you. Rather than having a system that has to go to several decks from a single point, we chose to have a system that could go from any of the water feed points on any of the decks. This allowed the system to be cost effective in the respect that the owners can choose how many of these systems they need depending on the crew and the vessel, because every vessel is different. The system contains an ultrafiltration pack, and we also have the option, depending on the nature of the vessel, to either have a remineralization filters added, those carbon filters to the ultrafiltration. But what we've also done to extend the life and to keep the cost down is we protect the ultrafiltration pack with an industrial pre-filter that is very, very, very simple to service, and basically as quick as I've just demonstrated there, a filter can be changed. But we decided also to take the saving plastics going to sea one stage further, and that is that the crew also will be using plastics for cleaning, for disinfection on board. The galley needs cleaning chemicals that go on board as well. So our filtration system also comes with, and we recommend at least one system to be fitted on a vessel, and this is a sodium hypochlorite generator that goes in the galley. Uses very, very little energy and provides 10 litres of a solution that, as I say, contains sodium hypochlorite and hypochlorous acid. It is absolutely safe for the crew to use, but it's extremely effective on all bacteria, which also brings to a safety point as well with the drinking water, because it's all well and good us wanting to supply drinking water systems to stop plastics going to sea, but the crew is extremely important to protect too. And one of the things that we were very, very concerned about is the education provided to the crew and the skepticism from the crew about how safe they're going to be if they install a filtration system on board. And there's lots of test kits and devices that are made available to the crew to make sure that the water's safe and compatible, because legally the potable water that's on the vessel is meant to be at a standard beforehand, before it comes to filtration, because filtration is there basically to bring the water to a standard that the crew are happy with. Now, to get to the point of what I'm saying here with this device is there's no corner shop, There's nowhere to stop to get chemicals, but this device makes as much cleaning solution as the crew could ever consider needing, that is also PT1 to PT5 European Biocide Standard registered, many EN certificates, and a lot of certificates on this particular device. But this device can also clean out the storage tank. It can clean out the water lines. It can prevent Legionella. It can prevent a lot of bacteria buildup. So in effect, we've provided a filtration system, extremely simple to install, very, very low energy consumption on this particular device, and it's sustainable. It's providing a cleaning solution to the drinking water solution to protect everything, to ultimately protect the crew. And, you know, everyone goes on about a return on investment with their equipment. We've worked out that a single unit is, you know, an ROI of months. And if you actually do most vessels, as most people are taking advice, it's less than a year. But more importantly, you're protecting your main investment, which is the crews in charge of your vessel. And that was the principle behind the system that we decided to produce. And if this is not, you know, affordable, we have some slightly cheaper options that basically use the technology that we're used to here at Flowwater, coming from our core products, the ballast water system and electrochlorination. And if that's not affordable, then we have other solutions where, I hate to say this, but it is a plastic bottle, but that plastic bottle there contains the equivalent of 200 litres of disinfectant. So it's one bottle, not 200 litres. So we've got other devices that can be accommodating to everybody. But the main thing is we've got to stop plastics going to sea. And whether you choose a reverse osmosis system or you choose our system or one of the other systems that the guys have been offering, choose something, do something, actually be part of making an impact, and, you know, stop the plastics going to sea.
Mark, that was a really great presentation. It's wonderful to see the products themselves, the physical products. It's nice to actually, you know, see what they look like and how they are. It's a pretty impressive facility you've got there. What's that about?
Well, where I'm actually situated right now, I'm in the classroom in Flowwater's factory. We subscribed almost 2 years ago to an education program. We linked up with one of the universities in Limassol, and we did a not-for-profit, basically, it's a shame we can't turn the camera around, but we have a facility here that gives something back to students, to marine personnel, to crew, where we can train them. People who never got their full scholarships, they can enter into a course where they can top up. Outside, we've got full engineering facilities, lathes, milling machines, everything that the engineers need to get their qualifications. But then we have the classroom, and this is something that we're building on as well, because we're in the early stages, but working with a big company for e-learning and wanting to build up better education for the crew, something that the crew can understand, something that the crew will feel comfortable with. And especially for an example, in COVID times, it's all well and good saying we've got a disinfectant. Will someone relay the fact that our equipment actually carries an EN certificate for killing COVID? Will that be passed on to a crew member? But if he can, on an e-learning example, the liquid from this that I've got here in one of the Mark spray bottles that goes out with the equipment, you know, we're all used to wearing masks at the moment, but this liquid is human safe. Hopefully you can hear me there, you know, and these are the things that we've got to consider. And if we can provide the facilities that gets the message out, and we can get it to the crew members and comfort them. And another side to it as well is we've been working with a couple of the companies in Limassol here, that their crews have had concerns. So they've actually given us permission to speak directly with the crew, obviously keeping everybody in contact. And we've found that it really has worked. We're analysing the crew's interpretation of the problem, and we help them and guide them through. and that's led to a happy crew using a drinking water system, and not just our drinking water systems. We've helped people out in many circumstances. But I think the training element and strengthening this is a huge key part to the comfort factor that we keep on hearing from the owners about how they've had to educate the crew. So we want them involved some way, rather than just, there's a piece of paper, that's how you do it, that's it, sort of thing.
Yeah. No, that's wonderful, because one of the big issues that we've discovered with the IMPA Save program is crew culture, helping the crew and make the crew feel safe with this, and clearly there are organisations like yours investing a great deal in making sure that happens, which is fantastic. Just one final question, because people can learn more by visiting the IMPA Save website. They can get in contact with you through our website and resource centre, and there's a number of things. This video will be there as well. But one question just to round up with, please, Mark, and that's you've talked about the ROI, and that's very important from a procurement perspective, and of course IMPA's about procurement, but we have discussed finance, haven't we? And finance is something as well that may be of interest to some of the ship owners and managers out there, just to help with managing the
yeah. I mean, from the owner's side, no one really wants to kind of talk about this. We all talk about the crew needing to be educated and the will to do this, but there will be some people out there, and the world has experienced a difficult time, and there will be some people out there that may want to say, I want to move away from the use of plastic bottles, but this is a capital expenditure. This is a lot of money. Now, I can't make any promises. Flow Water does not offer finance, but we have spoken to a company, and I have to say this is right in its infancy, and the infancy is because no one's took the product on board. But there is an opportunity. We could put someone in touch with a company that may result in them being able to afford capital expenditure and stop plastics going to sea. That's the goal. This is what we're trying to do. So we're doing everything we can think of, from the education to finding a financier, to the right products, and again, like I say, not using energy, and even as much as I'm allowed to say this, our ballast water system, we're waiting on final approval with bated breath at this moment in time, and when it comes out, it will be the world's first offset carbon neutral ballast water system. We're passionate about trying to be environmentally friendly.
Well, it's great to share. It's great to share that goal with you, Mark, and thank you very much for today. That's great. So anybody else wanting to learn more, then I would suggest head over to the website, and Mark's very enthusiastic and passionate about this. He'll talk further with you. No problem at all with that. Mark, thanks again.
Thank you very much, Stephen. Thanks to IMPA, and thanks to everybody else that's supporting this campaign too.